So hopefully this goes well. So we have G major. Let's just talk about I Can't Give You Anything But Love. We're just going to talk about G major for a second, the key that this song is written in. So the key of G major, as you can see, has 1 sharp. It's F sharp. Every scale, you're going to have 1 of each letter. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And the key signature indicates which one is sharp or flat. So in this case, it just says F sharp. So our F, instead of being an F, is going to be an F sharp. It's the basic concept. And because we're in G, we start on G. The fingering 7-note scale, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you practice these scales in clusters like this, you can keep going. Highly recommend this. In this way, and then from there, just coming back in these little clusters. What that teaches you to do is when you're playing the chord, when you're practicing the scale, your whole hand, you will move to positions, and you will just know, instead of thinking about individual notes, and then you end on your pinky, you can come down. Instead of individual notes, you think about groups of notes. It's now analogous to letters and words. You can think about a word instead of letter, so you're going through it. Mm-hmm. Numbering the scale. Start thinking about the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1 again. When we go to the melody, you're going to be thinking, if you play this melody, right? One exercise that you can do that will bear fruit a while away from now, but you need to start thinking about this at some point. 1, 7, 6, 1, 7, 6, 1, 6, 2, 2, passing tone, 3. This is, again, outside. We have inside, and then we have outside. Everything that's left over. B flat is not in the scale, or A sharp. So in your mind, don't freak out. Just say, it's passing tone. I don't care. It's between 2 and 3. You just need a little bridge sometimes between 2 and 3. That's really all it is. So when you're thinking about the melody, when you learn a tune, maybe once just go through, well, what are the numbers? It's going to help you immensely, because again, there's only 7 notes in these scales, and if you start to memorize what the notes are and what part of the scale they are, it's going to start helping you to learn and memorize tunes, because you'll go, oh, I remember that one starts on the 6, and you do this pattern, and you're going to start to see patterns in the songs as well. This. You're going to see that pattern all the time. 1, 7, 6, 1, 7. Just like little pieces like that. And it gives your mind something to attach itself to. Instead of just a bunch of random notes, start to break it down into groups that you understand. Because, again, music is very pattern-oriented. This stuff goes... You see these things in all these tunes that you're going to play. So that's the melody side. The chord side, again, is your G major, skip notes. You're going to number the chords as well. G major, 2 chord, A minor, 3 chord. We have our F sharp, B minor, 4 chord, C major, 5 chord. Again, our F sharp, D major. 6 chord is E minor, 7 chord, F sharp diminished. Then you can do, with that knowledge, you can do a little harmonic analysis, we call it. So you start at the beginning of the tune, G major, 1 chord, A minor, 2 chord, D major, 5 chord, G major, 1 chord. Again, you're going to see a lot of patterns. This one, 2, 5, 1. It's basically all jazz is. It's 2, 5, 1. That is an overstatement. But like probably 75% of these classic tunes, I mean, it's just 2, 5 after 2, 5. We call them 2, 5s. 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1 in different keys. So if you memorize your 2, 5, 1s, you're just going to start to see it. A minor, D, G major, everywhere. And in the different keys. So when you start to familiarize yourself with the different keys, you'll start to see in different tunes these chord progressions that you'll already have inversions worked out for, and your hand will just do it. Again, instead of thinking about each individual chord, you'll see groups of chords, and you'll just automatically go through it because you already know it. Much like creating sentences in any language, you know these different words, and then different sentences use words from the same other sentences, and you just rearrange them. It's that easy. But also, like your passing tone, you're going to run into, on the third line of this tune, you have D minor. D minor has an F natural, which is outside of the scale. All I want you to do is acknowledge that and be okay with it. Just know, okay, that's something outside. We're going to deal with that a little bit later. There on the fourth line, you have an A major. Again, C sharp is not in the key of G. Just sort of acknowledge that. Okay, we're outside the key for a second, and then but the next key, the next chord, thank heavens, we're back inside the house. And then we go back. So that's what I want you to do with these things. Start to analyze them. That's it. B flat, you're going to do exactly the same thing with Falling in Love with Love. Just to explain it one more time. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? You look at your key signature, you realize that B is flat and E is flat. Everything else is white. And then because it's B flat major, you're starting on B flat, so I'm going to put the A up here, right? And then because it's a 7-note scale with your fingering, you're going to go like this. So you have C, D, E flat, F, A, F, G, A, B flat. And this one, when you start, you notice that your fourth finger is on B flat. So that means that's the one you actually start on. That's why this scale is a little counterintuitive. But if you're going to start the scale, you go 4 and then immediately. And then back down. 3, 4. Okay, a little awkward, a little weird, but you can blame trumpet players for that. Yeah. You already know E flat, and that's all we're going to do.